I've always kind of been an artist. My mum and dad are very creative, so all of us were kind of creative, me and my siblings. I went through it in school and it was my most favourable subject. And then obviously every young lad just kind of wants to be a footballer, don't they? So that was kind of me as well. Art didn't necessarily take a back seat, but it was definitely alongside it. It was almost like a 50-50 toss-up of which one I wanted to pursue. Went to uni for sports, and it got to a point where when I was at uni, I was doing more artwork and none of my uni coursework. It was almost an escape from reality. I would sit there and just draw something and I wouldn't be thinking about what I had going on at home, what I had going on in personal relationships, what I had going on anywhere really. So it was almost like the feeling of bliss really. So I kind of just figured out almost immediately that I was like, I don't think the sports element is what I want to pursue. So I went back home, did 2 more years at college for art, and it was almost like everyone was telling me, oh, you've took a backward step, you're not on the right trajectory. But I just think in my mind, I knew this was the right idea, and it felt right almost immediately. I think for me, it was always a case of trying to find some sort of outlet for my art. Now, there could have been various different jobs that I could have gone into. It was just a case of art just spoke to me. Like when I was 18 and I was like, yeah, tattooing, that's such a inspired way of doing things. Imagine the actual privilege to put art on someone's body for life. It's kind of understandable why so many people go into an apprenticeship and then decide they don't want to do it anymore. With not getting paid, it was a case of trying to work alongside it and trying to balance the apprenticeship. Now for me, that kind of meant giving up any sort of social life, any sort of seeing friends and family. I did think about giving up at stages, and I was like, oh, are people even going to connect with my art? Are people even going to want tattoos from me? I'm putting all this stuff out on social media and people aren't seeing it, or they're not connecting with it. It was a grueling time, but I don't regret it at all, because it's a case of that got me to where I am today. Getting my own studio was pretty much top of the list throughout the whole early beginnings of my career. I never, realised that I would get it this soon. I am doing something on your body for the rest of your life, so naturally you create a bond with that person anyway. A lot of people end up speaking to me about their lives during the tattoo. I'll know things about people that, maybe a lot of people that are in their lives don't. So got to a point where I'm tattooing people now that I've been tattooing for years, and when they come in, they're not clients anymore, they're friends. As you go on, it's about developing your own style and making sure that you can change your work into something that is not only inspiring to you, but inspiring to other people. I know for me, with my artwork, my progression these days has been about making art that kind of makes people smile or laugh when they see it. Like a mouse riding a snake, which instantly it just kind of makes you smile, because it's like, that's the absolute opposite of what should be happening. I didn't get into this for the money, I got into this so I could create pieces of art. If that means sometimes I'm not fully booked, then that's fine, because if I've only got 1 or 2 or 3 tattoos in a week that are all in my artistic style, I would much rather that than be fully booked up for the next 3 months in things that I don't enjoy. In this career, as soon as you stand still, that's kind of when you're going to fall back almost, because you owe it to your clients and you owe it to yourself to continuously progress. Yeah, it's kind of just going onwards and upwards and seeing how I progress in life. I'll take whatever opportunities I can get. So if someone does offer me a guest spot in, say, Spain, then I'll go out to Spain for 2 weeks, and I would love that. That'd be awesome. Maybe it'll even transition into moving to a different country at some stage. Possibly, say, I get a really big following on social media in Canada, then why not move to Canada and do tattooing there? If that's where the trajectory has got me on, then that's absolutely fine. It's almost rare now to see people of my age bracket or below without a tattoo. It's no longer about trying to look cool or trying to look tough. It's about expressing yourself the same way you would change your hair colour, the same way you would do a different style of clothing. People will get a tattoo to feel more comfortable in their own skin, which is awesome. And it's just a way of customising yourself almost now. So I love that. I love that it's changed, and I love that it is more socially acceptable. There's a really good quote that I've seen before and I've posted before, that it says the earth without art is just air. And it is, like, I think people don't realise how much art is around you. So it's in everything. It's in a billboard, it's on your Coke can, it's in your films that you watch, it's in absolutely everything. And without art, it's just, what would the world even be? It'd be dull and boring, and we need artists in order to bring some sort of life to us all.